Alright you guys, today we're going to be swapping the center console on my 2002 F-250 for the 2008 and up style center console. I went ahead and got one cleaned up. Found it on Marketplace, needed a little bit of work. I'll go into that later in the video. So I'm hoping when I put the new console in, I can just drop the new style console in over my amplifier like this one is. You guys can see how it just sits under there perfectly. Worst case scenario, I'll have to move it back up underneath the driver's seat. Get yourself a 3/8 impact, a T55 torque spit. You'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 in the front. Then same thing in the driver's side, but you'll have one extra stud right here, and also your seat belt for the bench will go right there. So obviously I took mine out. So take your seat buckle off, and that will be a 21mm nut. Slide the passenger seat back. Mine has a manual slide. If you guys have electric, slide it back then. Using these Harbor Freight 3/8 brushless impact with a Milwaukee battery and an adapter. I got these off Amazon. I'm not plugged by this in any way, shape, or form. Just giving my honest review so far. For 50 bucks, this little impact's got some butt to it. So, give you guys a little example here. And usually I take my 1/2-inch Milwaukee and I run these things in, so that ought to tell you something. All right, this being an extended cab, my configuration is a little bit different. The brackets are hair slightly different. Pop this cover off, there'll be a clip here, and then up underneath the main here be a plastic stud here. You guys can see that pops off. If you guys have a crew cab, you don't have to worry about this division here because obviously your bracket's different. So go ahead, take this last bolt out. All right, there we go. Now we go ahead and undo any connections or anything that's down here. Obviously this is a manual seat, so we have none of that. The only thing we have is just an airbag. Again, just my configuration, just this one little seatbelt indicator. Push it down, disconnect it. There we go. Now this whole bench seat is removable, as you guys can see. And it's going to be in here just from weight and suction, so we should be able just to lift up on it. All right, you guys, well, here it is. Here's the 2002, here's the 2008 console that I went ahead and did a makeover on. We'll go ahead and pop to the clip now. Made an Instagram reel. You guys should go follow me on Instagram at Powerstroke Boys. If you guys don't, you guys can see behind the scenes like this console. For an example, this thing was not this pretty. I'm in this about 300 bucks, where these things go for $300+, not even looking as good as this. So we'll go ahead and look at that reel now. So you guys can see this console got a total makeover, top to bottom. Fresh paint, interior lights, polished the actual chrome on the front, and it's also got a brand new leather top. We have a brand new pocket, stainless steel hardware, painted the brackets up, gave it a real good cleaning. Also, we have interior lights in the cup holders. We have interior lights in the actual console that are activated when you guys open the lid. So that's really nice. And then also we have a hidden switch down here for the lights in the cup holders. So you guys will see that later in the video. But you can see, I wanted to do a side-by-side comparison. You guys can see the height. I'll go into wide lens here. This one's a hair taller. This one's probably about, 1 inch shorter. So we're not losing much of an armrest. If anything, I would like it an inch lower because this one's kind of high. I drive left-handed, being a lefty, obviously, and I like to use my right hand and kind of sit back like in a Cadillac, per se, and I like to keep my hand on that one. And you guys can kind of see that console's kind of, maybe that's for me, but it's really dusty. Oh, man, I need to clean that. But anyways, the brackets are identical. You guys can see the footprint. These look a little bit different bracket-wise, but it could be just for the jump seat here. This should be a direct bolt-in, obviously. So I'm hoping. All right, you guys. Well, I knew that wasn't going to work. Unfortunately, there's not enough room. So that other console has much more ground clearance. This one has a fatter belly, I guess you can say. So I'm going to have to go ahead, extend some wires over here. Originally, I had a smaller amplifier up underneath the driver's seat that took a crap on me. And then I had just enough wire to make it up underneath the bench seat, or that jump seat, which worked out pretty well. I had that for years. So I'm going to go ahead and put it over here underneath the passenger seat. Originally what I should have done, I should have took the wire and came down this way, but usually I like to keep all the wiring on the driver's side and keep this a clean slate because, I have my airbag line and everything running down this way. So, alrighty, well, that's not a big deal. So let me go ahead. I want to go ahead and pull this amplifier out. All right, you guys, went ahead and made this harness, 1/4 inch wire loom, used 12 gauge wire. We have this 4-pin connector you guys see here that you saw earlier that goes up underneath the console. That connects right there. Now the stock one usually has a 4-pin connector as well, but this is just a Dorman Dorman Builder, whatever it is, in the dark orange pack. This is just a 4-pin connector from the parts store. Went ahead, soldered those leads together, and I made this extra long just in case, but I think that's about appropriate. And this being a 2002, I think in 03 is when the cigarette lighters went on to the key ignition. So went ahead, popped this panty holder, trash can bag holder, whatever you want to call this. Sometimes they have a little ashtray here. Gonna go ahead and tap into the wire up here. Now you have a black, and then, or like a gray, and then you have a green with a stripe, it looks like. That green with that stripe is going to be your... There we go, cigarette lighter's back installed. You guys can see the wiring's all nice and clean. Got that old Tessa taped. Got it shoved up behind here, wire loomed up behind the dash. We go ahead and take our shroud for our airbag module. Go ahead and just clip this guy back in real quick. I'll take this bolt out, put our panty dropper holder back in, and here's the other end of the harness. All nice and tucked like it's factory. Just reused the actual slit when the amp was here. I have one extra hole here for anything, so I didn't want to have to cut any extra holes, so I reused that one. And there we go. All right, you guys, obviously I have a mess to clean up here. I'm going to go ahead and get the seats in. I want to make sure that this amplifier is going to clear the passenger seat. If not, I'll have to build some spacers, but I think we have enough room. Again, there's no motor or anything. My passenger seat's completely manual, so manual lumbar, manual slide. It should be all right there, but that console is just setting this truck off. Like, it used to be tan, like you guys saw. Can you believe that? And these consoles go for anywhere from $300 to $600, even in the condition that I picked mine up. And like I said, I paid $140 for the console originally, and little time and effort, and I'm probably invested with the new top, the skin, the labor to do that, and then the paint and everything. And the spray paint, I'm in it probably $200, $250 if I had to round it off. So, you guys ready for the reveal? Here it is, all put together, vacuumed both sides, floor mats reinstalled. Look at that. That just makes that truck pop. You're probably thinking the silver on the front kind of looks like a sore thumb, but really with the chrome polish, the black top, the gloss black sides, and the two-tone of the truck, and then it being, you know, black on the bottom half, obviously, it matches really good. I'm glad. I have to come back in here and clean it. You can see there's actually some dust on it still. So I want to do that off camera, come back, condition the console, the seats, hit this with some detailer. Went ahead and I ended up putting some electrical tape on the buckles themselves, so if they chafe against this, it won't scratch the paint. A little extra touch, you'll never know. And if I want to reach down and turn on my cup holders, a little switch down there, okay? Look at that. Ka-chow. Come back down here. Boop. And then the console has built-in LEDs, like I showed you guys earlier. Bought a new pocket straight from Ford. And that's it. All right, you guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. It's getting close to Christmas. Hopefully you guys have a great Christmas, a great Hanukkah. If you don't celebrate it, go party, do what you guys do. Merry Christmas, thanks for watching. Make sure you guys follow me over at Powerstroke Boys so you guys see behind the scenes with like this console. And also make sure you guys check out my dyno video because we are putting 180/30 injectors in this truck. And on a stock tune versus a hot tune and stock fuel, it did pretty well. So make sure you guys look for that video. Anyways, thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time.